Job done for Ryan Garcia, who stopped Oscar Duarte in the 8th round. The majority of fans in the Toyota Center going home happy, as is Ryan Garcia, who now moves on to big fights in the 140-pound division. Will it be Rolly Romero? Does he fight winner, I dare say, of Devin Haney Regis program? Whatever he does, Ryan Garcia is back, and you can see how happy he is there alongside Akam Barak. Showtime Sean Porter, Chris Mannix in the studio with us. Guys, I always felt like I saw 3 different versions of Ryan Garcia in that fight. I saw the guy on the back foot running. I saw the guy who was trying to do the Mayweather shoulder roll to some success and some maybe not success. What did you make of that performance?
Yeah, you're right. I think there were three versions of him tonight. All 3 versions, I think they played their role accordingly. I don't think it was planned that way, which I think is kind of a testament to his athleticism and then also his mental fortitude as well. And I think at the end of that fight right there, where he caught that left hook, it only took him a minute or a moment to see that Duarte was light on his feet, and he went after it. He went after it right there. So I mean, still seeing he still has the killer instinct, and seeing that he can think himself through the fight as well. Impressive comeback fight for him.
3 versions of Ryan Garcia, but only one that really matters. The speed is still there, the power is still there, and I'm going to tell you, Sean, you know this as a fighter, the shot that gets you the worst is the shot you don't see coming. And the first shot that buckled the legs of Oscar Duarte was one that he didn't see coming.
I mean, right there, perfect point right there. All of the hooks and right hands that were landing throughout the fight, they had no effect on Duarte. At least it seemed that way. But when he started to move and get on his bike, and we didn't like that, but I could see that it was frustrating Duarte. Duarte started really trying to press forward and force things, and he didn't see that left hook coming. And that's what we know about Ryan. That left hook is you don't see it coming, and that's the one that hurts you.
And I'll be honest, I was disappointed with Oscar Duarte there at the end. He was building on something in those middle rounds. It looked like he was gaining a measure of momentum in those middle rounds. He goes down, and he's on one knee. It's honestly eerily reminiscent of Ryan Garcia against Gervonta Davis. When he went down on one knee, sort of got up at 10.5 after the count and after the fight was waved off. Oscar Duarte got up at 9.5. That's what guys do when they really don't want to continue, but they want to try to save face a little bit by showing that, hey, I did get up.
It's tough.
No, it's true though, isn't it? I mean, normally you'd say it's a miscount, but the referee's doing a good job. He's right in his face and showing him and saying it loud, like 8, 9, like, are you going to get up? He gets up at 9.5, and you get up at 9.5, the fight's going to be waved off.
Let me say this. He was hurt to the head. I mean, we could tell that he was distorted. When he's down, he may, even though the ref is right there in his face, he may be behind that count, thinking that, when he's in his face, 8, 9, he may have been in his mind thinking it's 6, 7, and it just was. But to your point, I do believe that he didn't have any intentions on getting up.
I mean, a referee can't get close to the net, can he, to make sure you know where the count's at?
Every time I see a guy protest after, getting up at 9.5, it just feels so disingenuous to me. It just
because
feels
you're
like
supposed to get up at 7 or 8.
No, like 8. You hear 8 and you're up. Even like 9 and you're up. The referee had said 9 and was still going, and then Oscar Duarte got up. Look, he was hurt. Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest punchers in these lower weight classes. He was badly hurt. He couldn't get up from those kind of shots.
Real quick, I just want to make this is the new standard, all right? If you're not up by 7,
don't get up.
That means
at that point, don't get up.
You really don't want to get up.
Yeah. Ryan, I guess from round 4 onwards, on the back foot, some might say on the bike, right? He's moving around, he's causing problems for Oscar Duarte. Again, something we haven't really seen from Ryan, that kind of back foot, almost running away style fighting. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it was effective.
Yeah.
Because Duarte swinging and missing, and one thing I thought about Duarte was you got to defeat him mentally. Well, how do you do that? You make him miss the big shots. You don't allow him to feel victory. If he can't feel victory, he's going to get frustrated, keep forcing it, keep looking for it, and you pay for it right there.
Well, the reality is that at this new weight class, Ryan Garcia might have to do a lot of that. I mean, you're going up against
some big guys,
bigger fighters. The natural weight and size advantage you had at 135 pounds just maybe doesn't exist anymore. If you're talking about taking on the top guys like a Regis Prograis or now a Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. We showed the list earlier. These are big guys at 140 pounds. So this style of fighting where Ryan's fighting more off the back foot, more as a counterpuncher, that may become more of a part of his game plan than it's ever been in the past.
Yeah, should we hear more from Ryan Garcia? I know you spoke with him in the ring, but Sibley Scholes is in the locker room with Ryan Garcia now.
All right, I'm here with the champ, a successful return to the ring with a knockout. You've had a little bit to soak it in. I know we're bombarding you already, but how do you feel so far being back here in the locker room?
I feel good. You know, it's just another victory. I just want to get my rest, shower up, and get to some fun.
When a fight like this happens for you, are you reliving it right now in your mind, or is it just like, let's move on to the next?
Just let's move on to the next. You know, I'm just ready to continue on my ascend to trying to become a champion, a world champion at 140. So that's where my focus is at.
When they called that fight, whose eyes were you locked in with first, or where were you? Where was
no idea. I went everywhere.
So we got to replay that tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, now listen, you got the KO. It's on to bigger things, more things for you. What are we doing tonight to celebrate this win?
I don't even know. To be honest,
You didn't even think about it yet.
I'm not even thinking about it. I just want to get some rest and get to showering.
Before we get out of here, anything you want to say to anybody and say hello?
Shout out. Shit, I don't know. Shout out to the fan, baby.
There you go. Champ is in the building. He's going to go take a shower. Back to you guys.
One word answer from both of you. Next opponent, who?
Rolly.
Rolly?
Ooh, I like it. For me, I like Teofimo. I like it.
You're going straight for the smoke. No
Teofimo
warming up. Let's go straight there.
He's on the podcast. He said that they talked about that fight. I think it's a good fight for both guys, and that's probably the biggest money fight to be made at 140 right now.
Yeah, indeed. Another big money fight is next week, right? Live on DAZN pay-per-view. Devin Haney going up to the super lightweight division. He's first person on that weight class as Regis Prograis. Now that's a big fight, 140 pounds.
I am as excited about this fight as I've been about any fight in 2023, just because it is what I believe is the best against the best. The best at 135, the undisputed champ Devin Haney, and a guy I believe is the best at 140 in Regis Prograis, who has been just salivating for this kind of opportunity for like 5 years now. It was about 5 years ago that he lost that fight to Josh Taylor. He was out in the boxing wilderness for years, couldn't get a big fight. Now, here he is. The Chase Center in San Francisco is going to be rocking. Big numbers out in San Francisco. It is the master boxer against, and I say this respectfully, the master brawler in Regis Prograis. I think it's a great style matchup and going to be a great fight.
You see that QR code on the screen. Scan it now. The pay-per-view is available right now to buy. Remember, it is live on DAZN. Can you see that, Sean? You were going, can you see that?
Sean already scanned earlier. He's good to go.
Yeah, it is good. USA
it
and
looked
Canada.
like me right there on the other side of that.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't that kind of look like me, Haney, right there?
Well, maybe Sean's talking about a comeback fight there. No, but it really is a good one, isn't it? Because you do have, and I think you put it perfectly, the puncher versus the brawler, right? And you just don't know which way this can go because both guys can switch it, and both guys can be the puncher and the brawler. So it can go either way.
And I'll switch this right here. I think we've seen most recently that it's the dance partners here. In this particular fight, I think they match up very well. But we've seen most recently where you think the style matchup makes sense, but then you're trying to point the blame. Why is this fight's boring because of which one? You know, I truly think that the responsibility in terms of how entertaining this fight is relies on what Regis Prograis decides to do. You called him a brawler. He's got to go in there. He has to brawl. He has to throw, not care about that speed, cut off the ring, and get after Devin Haney, make Devin Haney very uncomfortable. I think if he's not doing that, we get a one-sided fight, and that's not what we expect. So,
I think Devin Haney's got to avoid that kind of fight at all costs. Look, one of the tricks that opponents of Devin Haney have tried before fights is to lure him into a fist fight, calling him pillow-fisted, say he can't knock guys out, no power. Regis Prograis at the face-off saying, name the guys that you've knocked out in the past, trying to lure him into more of an emotional fight than a tactical fight. Now, Devin Haney listens to instructions and follows a game plan as well as any fighter in boxing today. He's as disciplined as any fighter, I think, in boxing today. But Regis is trying to take him out of that. He's calling him manufactured. He's saying his resume is weak. He's saying he got a loss in Mexico. There's a lot of things that Regis is trying to do to take Devin Haney out of his game. We'll see if it works on Saturday night.
Yeah, we certainly will see next week. You guys asked for boxing. We've given you quite a lot of boxing, I think it's fair to say. Ryan Garcia is back next week. Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney. Jake Paul returns a few days later after that. Then we go Sonny versus Bam. You want more? Day of Reckoning as well. Stay tuned for DAZN Boxing because we have loads more coming your way.